There was a time when Forbes meant rigor, when it masted connoted authority and integrity. Those days are gone. What we have now are not journalists, but narrative carpenters at best, hammering together prefab frames of disdain and slotting in convenient quotes to justify the structure. Two recent Forbes articles on Meghan Sussex, with love Meghan, prove the point. They are not reporting, they are exercises in regurgitation, borrowing their vocabulary, well, a rather wholesale vocabulary being borrowed from Fleet Street cottage industry of Sussex bashing and trying to pass it off as serious analysis. What follows is not journalism under strain, unfortunately. It is journalism in surrender. Welcome. This is Majesty Sussex Report. I'm not a journalist, but thank you for being here. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time with us. I'm Antonio. Mary Whitfield Roloff has filed what can only be described as the journalistic equivalent of reheated leftovers. Her article carries the title of Forbes somewhere in it or besides it, but none of the responsibility of journalism. Instead, it is a cut and paste exercise in cherry picking the nastiest insults from Britain's usual tabloid suspects, the Times, the Telegraph, without a single attempt to contextualize the cottage industry of hatred that feeds them. She speaks of viewership numbers as though they were the holy grail of cultural relevance. The show missed Netflix top 10, she says, with the same breathless energy of a racing commentator at the Derby. Not once does she acknowledge that success in Netflix evolving opaque measurement system is slippery at best. Nor does she mention the streaming platforms increasingly value brand synergy, merchandise sales, and sustained engagement. All of which Megan's, as ever, lifestyle brand provides in shades. And so does With Love, Meghan. Instead, the whole piece, well, rather it leans on this sort of old, if it's not in the top 10, it's a flop, which is just a trope, a lazy sort of trope, because that's not just what they measure. What is most telling is the absence. Nowhere in there, even a whisper of the organized, coordinated campaign of hatred and the swarm of bad faith reviews, the coordinated Rotten Tomatoes sabotage. We all know it exists. Every comment section betrays it. Yet, Roloff's right as if the negative reception were just, oh well, organic, just happened. As if a cooking show or a lifestyle show hosted by Meghan Sussex somehow inspires the same bile as political scandal. Neither she, either she knows and chose silence, which would be just cowardice, or she doesn't know and published anyways, which would be incompetence. The pièce de résistance, the sort of gleeful recycling of Hillary Rose's ego trip in a sun hat. A phrase that would never be loaded at Nigella Lawson, Stanley Tucci, or, oh dear, not at all at Martha Stewart. No, the sun hat slur is reserved for Meghan, a black biracial woman whose very presence unsettles the British press establishment. Roloff quotes it uncritically. She doesn't question it. Never once asked, she doesn't dare to, I guess, why are these critics foaming at the mouth at the sight of a woman just hosting a lifestyle cooking show? That omission is not oversight, it's complicity. This isn't journalism. And I am not the journalist, and I know that. I mean, come on. It's stenography for Meghan's detractors, draped in the Forbes mantle, in their credibility. And now let's get to the other article. Conor Murray's contribution is it's no better. Perhaps it's worse because it wears its disdain more proudly. The headline itself is a dead giveaway. Gets torched by critics again. It frames Meghan as a repeat offender, a serial disappointment, before the reader even reaches the lid to read. Journalism 101, my friend. Don't poison the well. Yet here we are, a Forbes publication that, to be quite frank, it's indistinguishable from the Daily Mail. I mean, really. Murray's entire piece is a chorus of British tabloid critics. He just lines them up. Lucy Mango, The Guardian, Hilary Rose, The Times, Anita Singh, The Telegraph, The Independent. It is a rogues gallery of Meghan bashers lined up like jurors in a kangaroo court, each quote more venomous than the last. Contrived, irrelevant, tone deaf, gaslit by a multimillionaire. And what does Murray do? He curates them. He strings them together and calls it a day. There is not a single counterpoint, not a single positive review, not even an acknowledgement of the manufactured hostility Meghan endures daily. Not a mention. Doesn't exist. Would Murray, I wonder, ever cover a Netflix cooking show hosted by, let's say, Gwenny, by Gwyneth Paltrow, in the same way? Would he line up for scathing reviews and call it definitive? Or would he balance the critics with audience reception, with context, with insight into the marketplace of celebrity lifestyle programming? I mean, we already know the answer. This treatment, this treatment, and I can't get over it. And I never will. This treatment is unique to Meghan. Oh, history will have a field day with this when we're all dead and gone. I mean, really. The article even brings up, I don't know, digs up from its coffin the whole Spotify drifter insult. Like some cheap party trick to remind readers that Meghan and Harry are fair game for ridicule. Really. They're fair game. You can ridicule them in any medium, doesn't matter. At any time, regardless of facts. Who cares about those things? Those fastidious things called facts. Research. It has nothing to do with love Meghan. Nothing at all. Yet there it is, another brick in the wall of contempt. What Murray offers is not reporting. It is narrative laundering. It takes the bile of Fleet Street, runs it through Forbes press, and spits it back out as entertainment trends coverage. The irony is rich, my friends. The very press that feasts on Meghan's every move then turns around and says her projects are irrelevant. If they were truly irrelevant, why keep writing about them? Why the obsession? The answer, of course, is that Meghan sells papers, clicks, and ad revenue. And Murray and all the others, they know it. They know it. Both of these Forbes pieces illustrates the slow death of journalism by cowardice. Instead of confronting the obvious, racism, misogyny, the industrialized smear campaign, they chose the easy route. Quote the haters, frame Meghan as failing, cash the paycheck. It's safer, it avoids the wrath of the British press machine, and it lets Forbes masquerade as authoritative while simply echoing prejudice. But not all audiences are fools. I am a fool in many things, but none of this. See, we see the smear for what it is. Maybe it's the pigmentation of our skin or something. I'm not sure because it seems that most black and brown people seem to see it quite obvious. It's there. It's like the emperor has no clothes on. You know, we see it. But those lacking of any pigmentation, I guess, they don't see it. Maybe it's a biological thing. I'm not sure. I don't know. You see, we remember that when Forbes publishes articles like these, it is not holding power to account. It's on its knees with its mouth open, perhaps in shock. Pity, isn't it? The rot on display extends far beyond Meghan Sussex, far beyond the Sussexes. What we see in these two Forbes pieces is emblematic of a world where truth is negotiable, where cruelty is a shortcut, and where hate is the currency of the realm. Journalism has become not the fourth estate, but the fourth wall in a pantomime stage by the wealthy for the distraction of the poor, uneducated. We live in an era where con men, liars, and cheats are elevated to celebrity status, where billionaires tell working class families that their misery is the fault of a migrant crossing the channel on a dinghy, or a mother holding her child at the southern border. We are told again and again that if only the migrant were punished, if only the refugee were deported, the NHS would be fixed. The cost of living would fall. The homelessness, the issue would be resolved. Everyone would be housed. I mean, is it not obvious to all of you that it's a lie? It is so grotesque. So grotesque. It is so transparent. And yet repeated so often that millions take it for gospel. I am I I don't know what to think. Meanwhile, these same men who peddle this venom, the oligarchs, the financiers, the political drifters, live the high life off the backs of their ignorance. They're the ones living the high life. And your ignorance is allowing it. It is they who stripped the cupboards bare. They who offshore the wealth. They who raise the rents and crush the unions. But the mob wrap themselves in the flags, pick whichever one you want, in this false patriotism, finds it easier to beat up on people who have suffered enough. I'm just, I, something really hit me today. I mean, I was, there was a scene, a young man, probably in his early 20s, perhaps, maybe younger, not sure, was asked about this issue. Migrants, as there are a bunch of lads wrapped, Union Jack, England's flag, and he dared, this young man, he dared to speak kindly about migrants. He dared. And as he said what he said, as he was walking away, the mob slowly started to follow him. And then there was one, there was two, there's four, there's 10. I don't know what's happening. They beat on. I can't even. I had to just I had to turn it off. Call me whatever. It's okay. He was followed. There were uniform cops standing around. He was followed. And then they started to call him names. As he tried to run, they kept blocking him, and just because he said a few words that were kind about migrants. The ignorance, the vile hatred and ignorance. I I I am I feel sick. Sick. I mean, I watched in her. as a government has been taking children out of their beds and putting them on planes to Guatemala. These are American kids of undocumented migrants. They've taken their parents. And now they're just taking these kids and putting them on a plane and taking them to Guatemala. Oh, we're just going to pick a random country and drop them off there. And everyone thinks this is normal? That this is okay? I well, where is the Christian values that these people say they uphold? I mean, what kind of Christianity are you promoting? What's happening? This normalization of inhumanity in the name of some kind of law and order, or, oh, I don't have a job because of the guy who is cleaning the toilets. Really? Really? And you also believe that when a migrant, a refugee arrives, oh no, the government gives them a penthouse, tablets. They get their own chef, by the way, to cook them gourmet meals because that's where tax money is going to. And you're furious about it because you are the one who deserves that kind of treatment, not the migrant or the refugee, you stupid idiot. I mean, do you even have a brain? Really? They honestly think that these migrants, these refugees, are in these hotels living it up. They're eating lobster and caviar and the horrors. Or what? I mean, I've watched movies where I honestly thought the plot was so ridiculous. I'd be out, people wouldn't do that. People wouldn't stoop that low. Gosh. I've been proven once again to be quite naive. Quite naive. We watch as media outlets, Forbes included, choose to smear at a woman making jam and marmalade while completely ignoring the machinery of cruelty grinding on on everything she does. Everything. That is the true obscenity. That is the true disgust. But a press corps too cowardly to do its job, too timid to speak truth to power, too eager to pile on too complicit in the decay of humanity. You have things happening and our media is not even reporting on it because the bosses want to merge and make more money. We have a man that has been convicted of oh boy, like what has happened to societies? It's just people got stupid, like really stupid. I mean, if what is it? Common sense is gone. People just feel entitled and privileged. They think none of this will affect them eventually. You know, they say when someone is cruel to animals, when they're cruel to animals, the child that holds the kitten and grabs the kitten by its tail and swings it around, cruel to animals. And you as the parent, don't, I just, boys will be boys. He's just rough and blah, blah, blah. Right? You see, because you think none of that cruelty is going to affect you because you're the people perpetrating it. It's not going to affect me. No, of course not. But oh, how mistaken you are. Because it's coming for you too. It's coming for you too. So, yes, these two journalists are lazy. But more damning, they are symbols of the wider decay. A world where cruelty is, is valued. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Where truth is just optional. What's more convenient for my narrative? What's more convenient for my story? Where is journalism? The very craft meant to hold the line has chosen instead to be the megaphone of the mob. And unless we demand better, unless we refuse to swallow their ready made narratives, the decay will continue. And I know this group that's listening to me, that you don't swallow any of this nonsense, not just for Meghan, but for all of us. I'm telling you, it must be something in the pigmentation of our skin, in our lived experiences, because how is it that we see it and they don't? They're busy looking for crap that is not there. I, in my timeline, came across this content creator that was just, I thought he was about to either, I don't know, have a spasm or something. About, he was shrieking about how, look at Kate and William, they're back. Summer is over and they're back. Look at them, they're coordinated. Oh my gosh, her hair is so lovely, and look at them, they are the true. And he goes on, and I'm watching it. I'll be honest with you, I was kind of mesmerized by the whole thing, the whole theatrics of it. And I thought, do you not see what I see? Do you not see it? It's mind blowing to me. And another one who swears that Meghan Sussex salad was stolen from some other chef or some other person. A salad is a freaking salad. You put some greens, you put some balsamic, look, things are gonna be the same, look the same. You know how long we've been eating salad? Do you expect every time one of these shows or chefs come out is going to be a very new salad? I mean, the audacity and the stupidity. I I'm gonna just end it here. God is great. I know that for sure. And I know there is a God. And God is great. Well, my beautiful people, thank you for thank you for hanging out. Thank you for putting up with me. I wasn't planning to do this. I just came across those two articles and I just got so I the word is not even mad or furious. I just kept thinking about how so much of what we have count on, that we relied on in society to keep the guardrails up, to understand injustices, to bring us stories of humanity, so that we can understand each other, even though our cultures, our languages, our ways of being might be so different. But at the core of it all, we are humans. We're people. We're people. And as much as I know to ignore those articles and those comments, because they're every day. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't. It's been relentless, relentless. It hasn't stopped. And it comes to a point where sometimes I'm like, well, why do I have this channel? I have the need to say something about this. So there's a record. I said something about it. It's it's just unbelievable when I sit in quiet and I allow that thought, uh, the pain, because it's 8 years. Imagine that every single day for 8 years. And even though Megan doesn't see these things, because she has a team that looks at it and determines what's important for her to know, it's still that evil, that energy of darkness that is being placed into the atmosphere, that feeds into this it's just it's just awful. So I had to say something. I'm sorry. I I just had to, because the laziness of those two in doing their job. I mean, an elementary school student can do a better journalistic piece than those two did. It's like people are not taking responsibility for what they are putting out in the atmosphere. In It's somebody else's problem, but we're all contributing to the problem. You know, do good. I'm not saying we get it right all the time, but we try. I had a great conversation with my mom today too, because I was like, I need to call my mom, and it's just incredible, incredible. Like, my mom was saying, she said she never thought that things would erode so quickly, that people would just have forgotten the essence of their humanity. Anyways, um, folks, I'm gonna change lane now. So there is this um, website, and I'm able to upload music and have like a page. And if you folks want to like purchase the music, you can. It's a digital download. I am super excited about this. So I uploaded one song once I figured out what I was doing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this kind of works." So I'll try and fix some more stuff, and hopefully, maybe by the weekend, I'll able to give you guys, or I'll be putting in the um, episodes a link to it. So anyone who wants to purchase any of the music, they're welcome to. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. I think I'm hungry. I'm craving like a really good Chinese soup, like wonton soup, or like crab and what is that thing? It's crab and corn, I think, or sweet and sour. I don't know. Anyways, I'm craving that. I might be pregnant. I've been pregnant since COVID. I need to do something about this. this this COVID baby that doesn't want to go away. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, folks. I love you, folks. I love you guys. Um, take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your loved ones. Until we speak again. Thank you and bye for now. Mwah.